nerds. Just sitting around talking about stuff. The Burg nerds. This is the Burg nerds. Just sitting around talking about shit.
The Burg nerds are now officially promotional partners with Her's brand snack foods.
Excellent.
Actually, that
Very
is really
nice.
cool.
Let the shilling commence.
Nice. So speaking of Her's, we have this huge box over here. And what was it full of, Jeremy?
It is full of Her's brand potato chips.
It was awesome. We had like so many chips that basically all of us got like 2 bags each, and there's like still more.
They're going to send more.
They are.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I hate to toot my own horn, but
Beep, beep.
I get shit done.
Oh, that was awesome.
We actually wrote up. I wrote up Her's and said, "We all love your chips so much. We love your foods, and it's can you? I mean, we'll plug you. We'll fucking do cartwheels. We'll dance around and act retarded if you will send us free product." And their marketing guy writes back. It took one day. He wrote back, maybe 2 days. He wrote back and said, "Yeah, I think we can work something out. What kind of product are you talking about?" So I'm like, okay, I could either blow it right here.
Were you just
He's
not
like, how much?
expecting that?
He's like, how much are you expecting? And I was like, okay, man, I got to really give this number some thought.
One.
And I was like, 12, 14, 15 bags a month. And
Wow, you're fat.
and he writes back within a couple of hours, and he's like, we can work that out. We can definitely work that out. So he sends us the shipment. Like the shipment came in. I think he sent it rush delivery. He's like, I could literally.
These fat guys need their snacks like right now.
They sounded hungry.
So I get the shipment in 2 days, and it's beautiful. It's a big box just filled with Her's chips, all
Cheese
different
puffs
kinds,
and-
man. And I immediately get on the computer and I write back Mr. Thomas from Her's, and I'm like, "Hey, just got the shipment in. That was wonderful, man. It's amazing. Thank you so much." And he was like, "Yeah, no problem." He's like, I'm gonna try to switch it up a little bit, and I'll try to keep a mixture going. He's like, so we'll make sure next week,
God.
next week when I send you another shipment, we'll make sure we get it all mixed out. So I don't know if that was an error or if these glorious fucking bastards are going to be, I mean, just wonderful, amazing people are going to be sending us an entire box of fucking potato chips every week.
Well, if it holds true, I don't have my kids next weekend. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
we've been munching on that horseradish and cheddar for the past.
Horseradish
They are
is-
delicious.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
I don't even like horseradish, but here's the thing. That cheddar and horseradish
it's
was awesome.
fucking good. So,
Okay, I'm going to take horseradish and put it right up there at the top of the list next to shit and Lee's asshole of things that I do not ever want to taste. I fucking hate horseradish so bad.
but you got your bag of jalapeno popper ones.
I
though,
did.
so
I got
there
my
you go.
my jalapeno popper cheese puffs, which is my absolute favorite, and I got a bag of Sloppy Joe flavored potato chips.
Those
Which-
sound
awesome.
amazing.
Like if this shit keeps up, like if Mr. Thomas is from Her's is really talking about sending a box each week, the podcast is going to progressively start sounding more like this.
It's just going to be a picture of the cat that says heavy breathing underneath it.
That's what it's going to look
Either
like.
way,
but,
but thank you very much to Her's, and
Thank
go
you, Her's.
go buy them if you like chips.
Yep.
yeah, actually,
Thank you,
hers are really
so-
hard to find in our neck of the woods, as it were. So if you're listening, go to Her's, man. Google Her's and go to to their official website and write them. They got a contact us section. You just fill out the little form and say, come on, we need more Her's here in our area because
Absolutely.
right now
Yeah, they're good.
we're limited to Kmart and Big Lots.
Occasionally, you can find them at Walmart. Occasionally, Big Lots, gas stations have them. Occasionally, they
Yeah, and
They
my snack
just-
machine at work has them. So
Fuck
that's
you.
fuck you.
fuck you. Mine eats money when I try to get a honey bun.
It's worth it.
So
Anyway,
that's-
they show out in the wild, but they're really good, and I guess that's enough shilling.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, and
anyway.
in all
Well,
honesty,
I will shill for Caramanda's Cupcakes in Lexington, by the way. All you want.
I'm pretty sure the fine folks at Caramanda's don't.
They
listen
don't
to
want
our
anything
podcast.
to do with us. But
Well, they
either
don't
way.
listen to it. Maybe you should. I don't know. maybe put a little legwork into it. You know, maybe get off your ass and write them. giving me the
He
worst
got
look.
you good,
Dude, I can hear you slurping beer into the microphone. I can hear it in my monitor.
He's not slurping beer, Jeremy.
So we just got back from
We should
We had a-
probably go around the table and say who's here tonight.
now they
first.
fucking know who's here, so who cares?
No, I wasn't here last week. They forgot about me.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Eddie.
I'm Lee.
And Joey is not with us tonight, and since he's not with us tonight, he probably won't be on us with us on the next one. He is out of town right now, so we're
That's right.
without Joey right now.
And here's the biggest Burg nerd secret. And if you're paying attention right now, you can know this secret and know
The hell's going on over there?
he's trying to not eat chips into the microphone.
chips in the mic. Okay.
We actually record two podcasts every single session. We actually record 2 shows, 2 episodes, and we release those weekly. So
Because our shit's working.
So basically, if someone's not here to record with us, i.e. Joey or Eddie or Lee, whomever it may be at the time, they basically aren't going to be on 2 episodes,
in a row. Sorry.
which kind of sucks. But we miss him. We fucking miss him.
He's dead.
Bad.
Yeah. But here's the thing: if you go onto our Facebook page, you'll see who is standing in for Joey tonight. We have
Yes,
a picture
absolutely.
of
Oh, yeah,
our
yeah.
guest speaker.
That's right. And I'm going to put it up on the screen right now so you can see it.
Isn't that glorious? Absolutely glorious.
Look at it.
Positive. Look at that. Look at that fucker.
Look at that
beautiful.
belly.
He's very pretty. I just
Look
can't
at that
stop
big
looking
belly.
at him.
So we just finished up with the Lexington Comic Con, Jordan. You
Yeah,
and I and
last weekend.
Joey just shipped up there and took just countless amounts of fucking ridiculous, retarded amount of dum-dums.
Roughly
And
900, I think.
yeah, and some
900.
promotional slips.
Mm-hmm.
And it really turned out well. I think we wound up handing out, what would you say, 800 promotionals, and we got how many likes on Facebook?
10.
A few.
Roughly 7, yeah. Okay.
But I'm happy with that.
I
So
think
The
it was more than
ratio's
that.
a little off.
It's a good
but,
ratio.
that's
yeah.
okay.
Well, thanks to the new people who
Oh,
like
yes.
the page.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. Thank you.
And we got some new stuff coming up too. I want to touch on too.
Okay.
We're going to be doing some in stores coming up soon.
Yes.
The Burg Nerds could be just fatten it up in a in a store near you. So that's coming soon. We hitting
Probably a
some comic
dollar-
shops, hitting some
dollar
video
store.
game stores, and
Come see us, shake our hands,
yeah,
get
come
some
see us.
chips.
Come
Yeah,
get
we'll
some.
probably have a lot of chips.
Yeah,
If they
these-
send them weekly, you're getting a bag of chips if you show
That's
up.
right.
so.
That's right. So that we got that going on, but the con was fun, right?
Oh, yeah. I had a good time. It was crowded.
Yeah, it was. It's the most crowded I think I've ever seen a con ever that I've been to personally.
Well, not me, but like it was. I mean, that's good though.
Well, I mean, in terms of in foot traffic, like I've been to
Yeah.
cons that have been crammed into a much smaller
Yeah.
space. There's a fraction of the people, but where they're crammed in such a small space, you can't
Yeah.
you can literally lift your feet off the ground and just move in any direction for fucking miles. You just get carried by the crowd. And that's
mean-
kind of the way it was, though. I mean,
yeah,
it
needs
was
to-
super fucking busy. And I ate Sunset Strips, which, if you ever have a chance to eat Sunset Strips, I swear to God, hurl yourself off a fucking cliff.
What is it?
Into shark-infested waters, because that fucking place sucks.
Dude, it had a short line. It had the shortest line.
It
out
had
of it.
that's the criteria I based it on.
You-
Which one of these restaurants is going to allow me to get food into my big fat
Yeah.
face the fastest?
Because you guys ate and I ran into the bar and just drank beer and came back and was like, "You got your food yet?"
It was like every 15 minutes, beer break, and he'd just run, he'd dive, like just duck into the bar and have a beer, chug a beer, come back on out.
Yep.
But we had fun. I think we scared a lot of people.
Yeah.
I can tend to be aggressive sometimes with my promotion. Here, listen to this shit.
Well, the best ones when you'd see a group and you go, "Have you heard the good news? Could you have time to speak about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?"
Faces drop like there's 2 girls right outside. We were standing out. Jordan was having a cigarette break. We were standing outside, and these 2 girls are approaching, coming towards us, and I immediately and aggressively start walking towards them. And I was like, "Hi, excuse me. Do you have a second to talk about our Lord and personal Savior?"
Yeah.
People get bent out of shape about the Jesus. Like her face, she was like pleasant and smiling, and then just fucking Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
It's
like,
that I have to
dropped.
find an excuse to get out of this
Yes,
look.
yeah. And then I was like, no, we don't really have to talk about Jesus. I just want you to listen to my podcast and hear some free candy. But it was bad. And I got a lot of dirty looks from boyfriends.
You find that at any con.
The boyfriend. You see it at every single con you go to of any kind.
They're always wrapped around them like a backpack.
They have or gorilla grip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have your scantily clad girlfriend dressed as, fucking
Leia
Marvel
or
or slave
whatever.
Leia or something.
Yeah.
And there's always some little pencil neck douchebag who's got he's holding her so tight, like, if you don't want people to look at your girlfriend or speak to her or ask to take photos with her, maybe you don't dress her in something that shows off her side tit and her ass and put her in public. I mean, it just seems.
I never thought about that.
What? Oh, come on, dude. We've been to Dragon Con. If you see,
I was being sarcastic. No,
But
seriously.
wait, like we'd see a large group of people
Yeah.
standing there, and
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, there's a perfect time, and I'd run right up to these people, and I just get all up in their shit, just way up in their personal space, with like a big fucking canvas bag full of dumb suckers, and I was like, here, fucking have some candy, and then when they take some candy, I'd be like, but you also have to take one of these,
Yeah.
and I'd give them a promotional slip for our podcast,
Very slick.
and then
I like that.
hound them about, please go like us now. You got a smartphone, motherfucker. Log on to HTTP.
You should have stood there until they, made them pull up the page.
Yeah,
He did with one person.
Pull it up. Pull it up now.
No, she said I already liked her page, and I just checked the Facebook page on my smartphone, and I was like, no, you fucking didn't.
That's terrible. In this day
And
and age,
of course, I sat down at her table. She's like, I did. It's right here, and she showed it to me, and I was like, all right, good move.
Oh, really? I
You're
thought
fucking lucky you liked it.
well, there was that one really nice girl. I forget her name. She's on the Twitter. She's the cake decorator. She was really sweet. She's really
Ooh.
nice.
Yeah, we met some nice people, but
We
for
like
the
cake.
most part,
No, I'm gonna call you.
for the most part, about
Cake
maybe
is my weakness.
2% of the people who received free candy
That's
and a promotional
but that's still good,
took
though.
the time.
that's good in my opinion.
I think you both need your fucking heads examined, because if you hand out 800 fucking promotionals and 7 people like your page,
There were 900
doesn't-
promotionals. We handed out maybe 500.
But I think
okay,
the thing is,
you hand out 500 promotionals
think-
and you get 7 likes.
Dude, I'm sorry. I was thrilled.
I think
I'm not sorry. I was thrilled. I was surprised we got that many.
And you
because
know what?
I have handed out that stuff before at Dragon Con, try to bring people to my cosplay page, and I've gotten 2. So I was thrilled.
And here's the thing that I was thinking about too, because throughout the day I was like checking.
So
the
thank
website.
you. Sorry.
Yeah, and I was
but thank
checking out
you.
the website periodically, and I would see a like pop up, and then a couple of people would make a comment. And I was like, you know
Yeah.
what, this is great,
Yeah.
because every little bit helps, because it'll like spread.
Yeah.
So like one person can get it to other people, and that's great for like a small town podcast. We're gonna get there. This is good.
Shut up.
No, you want to be the king of podcasts.
Yeah.
Come
No,
on,
I
it's
just
good.
we work hard on this. And,
I know.
And we're
And it-
diligent, and
It's getting there.
I'm
call me naive, call me crazy. Don't ever call me late for lunch.
Call
But
me maybe.
I thought for sure that I thought for sure it was going to bring more in. I just I guess I'm a fucking idiot. 'Cause
Well,
I-
we'll get there.
I'm
like
thrilled.
I expected like 50. Like
I-
I was in the market for 50.
Whatever. I'm thrilled with who we got. So thank you very much.
Yes, yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. By the way,
Don't let this asshole deter you. We love you. I'm so,
We love
by
you,
the way,
Jeremy.
I've had a few
I want to
drinks.
state absolutely thank you so much, and whoever not just the con folk, but the
yeah, just
everybody who likes the page, people who are always in there diving in with their comments and stuff, and the likes, and just anybody who's fucking listening to us. Thank you so much. We
Thank you.
love you and appreciate you very much.
And here's the thing: we want to hear what you guys have to say, because in all honesty, you guys are a part of this podcast too. Things that you bring up, that helps get us some great ideas.
And Eddie says, in all honesty, and I'm going to go ahead and throw something out that's even more honest. We got fucking jobs, man. We got lives and we got jobs.
I don't
and
have a life,
sometimes we
but-
just are like, what the fuck are we
Yeah.
going to talk about in this episode coming up? So, we're throwing out lifelines, and people are just like, fuck your
I like
podcast. Look
that.
at this video of my kid, whatever. Like,
well, we'll talk about your.
We'll
kid.
watch the
we'll
wheel
talk
of
about your fucking ugly kid. We don't care. Look at a video of this stupid kid.
We love your kid, actually. Thank
Yeah,
you for
no,
posting
I'm
your
sorry,
kid. We
you're
love
right.
Let's watch
love
the
your
Wheel
kid.
of Fortune video where the guy solved the final puzzle with 2 letters. We're funnier than that guy. Sorry.
Nice.
But it was good, though. I mean, it was crowded. I think it needs to expand now, though.
Yeah.
Because it was, I mean, it's great that, it's wonderful that, like, finally there's that turnout where there's a nice thing for the Kentucky people to do finally.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something.
Do
man.
they
They
have
gotta
the
move
space? Do they have the
place was
space to expand?
insanity. And I believe the entire Heritage Hall floor was open this year. So, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, what the fuck else do you do? I mean,
There's room at the bottom to expand because I know there was one I went to, I think last year. I forgot the name of the con. It was a smaller con, but they the area they used this year for the vendors for basically the whole thing.
Right.
At that con, they used it for like tabletop gaming and stuff.
Okay.
But below that, they used another part for like booths and things like that. So there is room down there.
Right.
So they may have to expand a bit. I mean, it's great. It's great. It needs to expand a bit.
Sure. It's a wonderful con. I'm glad we finally have something to look forward to around here.
Finally.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love horror. I'm a horror nut. As anybody knows, I love horror cons, but you just do when you go to 3 or 4 horror cons a year, it just starts to get and it's good. We finally got something to kind of switch it up. It's
oh yeah,
it's wonderful. I'm very happy. I'm glad it's growing. I really am. And again, I'm not complaining about how many people there were, but because it's good to have that many people because that's stability. That just goes to show you that this fucking con is only going to grow.
It's only going to go up.
So it's wonderful that we have that. And,
I mean, hell, ran into a Dragon Con buddy there. Wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So I mean, in all honesty, when you're talking about space, Scarefest, what would be the comparison of space used between those two?
I don't know, man. It was it's set up very similar to Scarefest. I think they used the same amount of floor space, and I could be wrong, but I think the Lexington Comic and Toy Con was actually bigger in as much as numbers and attendance.
It just needs more room for people to spread out because we first went in. I mean, I was getting a bit claustrophobic. Just 'cause everybody was.
I was getting a bit pissed off.
So
I was getting a bit swinging a baseball bat.
Then you're trying to move, and then there's the assholes behind you. As I said the last podcast, there are fucking assholes at conventions going, "Keep it moving, keep it moving." Hey!
And for a lot of these people they've never been to a convention before,
like
there's a lot of first timers, and they don't understand that when you're on the vendor floor, you don't stop in the middle of the fucking aisleway to chit chat with your friends or take a picture. You step off to the side, sit over there, and fucking rub your nuts. Don't stand right out in the middle of the open. And I mean, you know what?
But sometimes it just stops. It just happens. There's a lot of congestion. Just those assholes like, hey, I want my do-back action figure. Keep it moving. Fuck your do-back. Everybody wanted a picture in front of that goddamn do-back. It's a fucking do-back. It's Star Wars. It's a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen them.
I would get my picture.
I'm sorry. I've had a few drinks. Well, we've been to Dragon Con where there are 8,000 stormtroopers running around and 1,400 R2-D2s running around. Go do. Everybody's got a picture with a goddamn R2-D2 and a stormtrooper. I'm sorry.
We're gonna go to Lee. Look at him. He's got a big mouthful of chips.
I'm getting
the
a beer
perfect
real
time
quick.
to go to Lee. Lee, you were talking about some upcoming films in development. I know you mentioned what'd you say? A Venom movie?
Yeah,
I cannot wait to see Hollywood fuck that one up. That's going to be awesome.
No.
Well, it's the same writers of The Amazing Spider-Man, and of course the upcoming Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Well, I don't really know how I feel about that because I don't know how I feel about Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, I like the first one. I think any filmmaker who can make the lizard interesting is a good filmmaker. But I heard about the whole Andrew Garfield, Peter Parker Spider-Man, the actor playing him, actually wanting to make Spider-Man gay. And he said, why can't MJ stand for like a guy's name, like Michael Jordan or something? I don't know. And, it's not a matter of about gay or straight. It's about rewriting this mythos, the fucking mythology of Spider-Man. It's not about, it's not about gay. It's just about taking something and just, you can't fucking do that. You can't, like, to me, like, I don't think you can do that. And it has nothing to do with being gay, but you cannot change the sexuality of a fucking superhero.
They've already done that, though, with the Green Lantern.
Huh?
What?
the Green Lantern is the first gay comic book character.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a version of Green Lantern that was gay in the comics.
I thought you were talking about the fucking movie.
I was like, this
that
is
piece of shit movie.
Yeah, that movie's
No, I
was
think
pretty
there.
horrible.
it was
but-
pretty bad.
I'm not much on. I don't know much about DC, but I think there was a version of Green Lantern that was gay.
And that's fine. You know what? If
Yeah.
but
Okay,
you
now I know
can't
what you're
take like
You're talking about Spider-Man, where he never. It's a big part of Spider-Man's story arcs are always either Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane. That's
well
just
that,
part
and
of
you
it.
can't piss on what Stan Lee and Steve Ditko just built together, man. I mean, it's Stan. I'm gonna, Stan. I'm a Marvel guy. I know there's, fucking DC fans out there, and it's fine. Everybody loves Batman, whatever. But Stan Lee is hands down. He's the man. He's the fucking man. He's one of the greatest comic writer of all time, and
You keep reading
you
them,
just-
I'll keep writing them.
you just can't fuck with it. I mean, it's fine if whatever, but you just can't touch the mythos. It's not about I don't want Spider-Man to be a gay.
Wow.
It's like I don't want you to fuck I mean, it's like if you made fucking Spider-Man, like he shoots lasers. I'm like, I don't want to fucking whether he's gay or shooting lasers. If that motherfucker didn't do it in the comics, then I don't want to really see it on film. And that kind of bothered me, and I don't really know how I feel about Amazing Spider-Man because I think the villain got me down. I always hated the Lizard. I was bored.
I've yet to see it.
It's well done. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very well made. The writing's a little dodgy here and there, but the Lizard looked really cool, and I always fucking hated the Lizard. Just like Sam Raimi with Doc Ock. Doc Ock's the most boring villain that ever was.
Amazing, though.
And Sam Raimi fucking actually made Doc Ock awesome.
Well, that's why that's my favorite.
I mean, Spider-Man 2 is one of the greatest comic book films ever made. One of them. And,
That's my favorite, as I've said before.
yeah.
Love it.
So Lee, what you got pulled up there, man?
Well, we've got
Somebody commented, "Yay!"
Sony Pictures is of
Oh.
course in talks with already talking about an Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Oh yeah, of course.
Going into production
that'll be a
next year
franchise.
to release 2016. They're also in talks for a Venom movie as well as a Sinister Six.
That'd be cool.
That'll actually be.
You can finally see Mysterio.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
watch Hollywood fuck.
It
that one
depends
up,
on which set of the Sinister Six, though, because there was 7 or 8.
No, I'm talking about like the
different
original
lineups.
Sinister
Sure.
Stick. Sinister.
Yeah.
What was it?
The Sinister Sticks.
What was it? I'm trying
The
to.
original was
Goose is out.
Doc Ock, Electro, Sandman, Kraven the Hunter, Mysterio, and Vulture.
I'm
Yeah.
down with that.
I
That
could
was
never
the
get into.
original.
I could never get into Craven.
I thought he looked cool. I thought he looked real fucking cool, but he was boring as hell.
Yeah.
I loved Vulture. I've always loved. Here's the thing, though.
An old man who could fly.
I like
I
that.
just
Like
loved
nothing
him.
gets him down. He's like, fucking pop my Geritol and go whip Peter Parker's ass.
But here's the thing: Mysterio is such a fantastic villain.
I love Mysterio.
But here's the thing, though.
he's just a dude.
In a movie, though, you really could mess that character up badly,
Oh,
yeah.
though. And that's what makes me nervous because
I'm-
they're
the-
talking about Venom or Mysterio, and it's like wonderful
as
villains.
far as my opinion on Amazing Spider-Man 2, what it's going to be, the least of my worries is Jamie Foxx playing Mysterio. Jamie Foxx.
I thought he was
Electro.
Electro.
or Electro. Excuse me. Jamie Foxx playing Electro.
See, he reminds
That-
me more of the Shocker when I see him in the preview.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So-
Thank you. I know where I thought.
But that I don't worry about that. He's a wonderful actor.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, he's brilliant. I guess I would like to see Mysterio on screen.
Well, I like Mysterio because he had no superpowers. He was just a special effect. He just convinced everybody that he was.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Smart.
That's what I loved about him.
Absolutely.
Now, here's the thing that I would really fast, and I'll stop on this. What really disappointed me about the new Electro, I wanted him to have that mask and everything. I wanted to see the big lightning bolt mask, and the hoodie just doesn't do it for me. I need the mask.
You want-
Right, and I don't care that much about Rhino as a villain, but now that Paul Giamatti is going to be playing
that's gonna
Rhino,
be cool.
Oh,
he
wow.
needed to be the villain in the whole fucking they
I
did a
thought he
whole-
was at first.
Yeah, I hope so. And then they talked about Electro, and I was like, no, I don't. I said I don't really care about Rhino. I never really cared about Rhino.
So you're coming to get me, Spider-Man.
I
Pig
just-
vomit is going to be Rhino.
That's awesome.
yeah, now I
Wonderful.
want to see Rhino do the whole fucking movie because it's Paul Giamatti. I will watch. There are a handful of actors in this world who I will
love
just
him.
watch. That you can cast them in anything. You could cast Paul Giamatti in fucking what's that him? Like he could cast him as Dirk Diggler and see his cock, and I would watch it. I would look at Paul Giamatti's
You're
dick.
a winner.
What else you got, Lee?
The Man of Steel 2, which is more known as the Batman versus Superman movie.
Batfleck.
Batfleck.
What are your opinions on Batfleck, Lee?
I like it.
How
I
do you
like
think?
it a whole lot.
Yeah, and Ben Affleck's a good actor. I mean, say what you will about him, he's a very good actor, and
Daredevil was awful.
and plus you have Snyder at the helm. Snyder who
Well,
did
Zack Snyder?
Watchmen.
He's-
Snyder, yes.
Oh, well, okay. Then
He's
we'll
taken a
hopeful
lesser
then.
role
Okay.
on this movie, though, as far as,
Who the Fleck?
yeah.
Really?
Zack Snyder's going to return to direct, and Christopher
Well,
Nolan's
that's
going to
hopeful.
back
Yeah,
away.
that's why I do not worry about
Yeah,
anything.
Zack
that-
Snyder's
Zack
good.
Snyder did 300. He did the Dawn of the Dead remake, which made me want to grab a hold of my sack and tear it off.
I like that one better.
Yeah.
I know. All right. I know you.
I wanted to rip my bag off when I first heard that that shit was going down.
I
but,
know the Dawn of the Dead is sacred amongst people.
It's sacred amongst me, sir.
I
Tread lightly.
We've had this discussion before.
Yeah, and I didn't talk to you for like 3 weeks.
Oh, bullshit. I like the remake better. It's more entertaining. Sorry, I don't. I'm not going to say it because
you know what? You can take your ass and sit out front with your Power Rangers and your Dawn of the Dead remake, and you can make Ving Rhames fight the Pink Ranger.
I'm more
Yeah,
entertained.
fucker.
I'm more entertained by the remake, and if anybody even listens to this and they hold George Romero on a pedestal like a lot of people do,
I do.
I'm not. I know. I'm not going to say it.
I don't so much
Overrated.
hold. You piece of shit! I don't put Romero up on a pedestal.
I appreciate what
in
he's done.
terms-
I'm not
in
denying
terms
that.
of being a good filmmaker because he's not the best filmmaker.
I appreciate
but
what he's done. I respect him, and I appreciate
You know what, man?
he did.
With Romero, you didn't really have a zombie film.
I know.
I'm sorry, he is
appre-
responsible for the modern zombie film.
I agree.
Anybody who disagrees could suck.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I just don't think he's a terribly good filmmaker.
No, he's not a wonderful.
Okay,
He's not a great filmmaker
I respect
at all.
what he's done. I appreciate, and I'm very grateful for what he's done.
But he took the zombie film and gave it a meaning. He
I-
gave it underlying like political tones and social tones, and just made. I mean, like The Walking Dead would be. Like The Walking Dead would have fucking canceled halfway through the
I'm
first
not
fucking
dis-
season.
I'm not
If it weren't
disagreeing
for that
with
man.
you. I'm not disagreeing.
You
I'm not disagreeing.
You
with
show George some respect.
What did I just say? I said I respect what he did.
Jordan,
He just
Jordan,
doesn't make
look at the flowers.
terribly
Look
good
at the-
movies.
Jordan, look at the flowers.
Jordan, look at the flowers.
It's like
Just look at the flowers.
Shut up! It's like when you shut up.
Fine then.
Let me talk. I have a platform. God damn it! And then I'll cut this off. It's like when I went to go see Land of the Dead in the theaters, and
Yeah, Land of the Dead was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. When I looked at me and Jason went, they were like, "All right, a zombie movie, let's go." And as soon as it opened up, they were sitting in the gazebo playing horns. We just looked at each other. We're like,
That could happen.
I can sit. Fuck you.
Lee, what else we got
Lee,
in the
yes,
upcoming
continue, or I'll go on for hours.
upcoming film? He's got the worst look on his face. Like, I can't say motherfucking thing. You guys don't take off running and bitching about it.
No, it's not that. It's more
I'm loud.
information
I'm
on the Man of Steel 2 movie.
What you
Two
got?
key points. Apparently, Wonder Woman is being written in. 3 things.
I'm okay. With
Dick Grayson is Nightwing,
That'd be cool.
that. Okay, yeah.
and they cast Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
I have no idea who that is.
He's
Yeah.
from Zombieland.
Yeah, I heard that.
The guy that
Which one?
He's the main character.
in
The skinny
Zombieland.
dude?
Yeah.
I actually watched the
The
movie.
Michael Cera like guy.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Michael Cera guy who can actually act.
I don't.
Is Lex
I don't.
Luthor?
Yeah, I don't like that choice at all.
Well, it depends
Yeah.
on where they're going with Lex Luthor. Because,
Shut up.
Okay, listen. Okay, here's the thing. Go to kind of like Smallville. The guy that played Lex Luthor.
I didn't watch
Well,
Smallville.
he played Lex Luthor in a different way, but it was very interesting because the guy was a damn good actor.
Yeah, this might not be a popular opinion, but I'm with Eddie. I think.
Okay, I've just not seen
Now I
it.
watched Jesse Eisenberg in something recently, and the movie was what the fuck ever. But you can't deny that the
Good movie.
guy can act.
PG-13.
Like you can't deny that the guy can act. Like he can.
Okay,
he can.
I just...
He's like Michael Cera, except he can act. So.
I'm so used to Gene Hackman. It's Lex Luthor. I just...
In all honesty,
Who
here's the
can't
thing.
say nuclear right?
Just
Nuclear.
get Ed
Nuclear.
Asner.
Nuclear.
Just get Ed
Nuclear
Asner
man.
to play Lex Luthor.
No, cool. They originally were in talks of getting Bryan Cranston to play to play Lex Luthor, which
No.
shut up and take my money.
I'm not sure who that is.
Walter White, Breaking
Oh,
Bad.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That would be wicked.
That would have been pretty rad.
They would get
Who's
Lex
that?
Luthor like a really dark.
And whoa, I'm
tone.
going to shut you guys up here. Lee's showing me something here on his smart telephone.
Is that the Prince of Persia?
It's showing no, shut up.
I see a
It is not
panther.
that stupid shit.
That's what it looks like.
This is films in production, but it says films in production, but stalled, a Fables film, which
Oh,
they tried to get it off the ground as a television series on the
We
series
talked
on the
about that
Sci-Fi
a couple
channel.
of podcasts ago.
Yeah, there was going to be a mini series on Sci-Fi, which no better way to make absolutely sure that a show gets canceled than to air it on the Sci-Fi
No,
network.
Sci-Fi, their shows have cult followings. I mean, you go to Dragon Con and they'll be like, so-and-so from Eureka or this.
Well, that's true.
Quit acting like you're falling asleep. Listen to me for a second. You listen to George.
Actually,
now it's my
I hate to
turn.
admit it, but Sci-Fi has put something out that was good, and that was Being Human. The one, and it's a show. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Being Human.
Is it not?
It's a show about a ghost, a werewolf, and a vampire
Okay, I was
who are
thinking-
roommates in Boston. Which,
And they walk into a bar and
yeah, it's what it sounds,
Bad
sounds
jokes
like
ensue.
the premise for a.
I was thinking about Not Quite Human, that old Disney show.
No. But this actually
Funny
was
enough-
actually a decent show because I'm a huge fan of werewolves. I love werewolf shit and the werewolf mythology. But it's actually a fairly decent show. If you ever get a chance to watch it, maybe you watch it.
Do you know the main character, Not Quite Human, played it's Johnny Storm, Fantastic Four, right?
Yes.
He was Johnny
The
Storm
Human Torch.
in the Corman Fantastic
In the Corman
Four,
film,
man.
really?
Yeah, that was him. Because there's actually a documentary about that. About the Corman film. Remember when we were
Really?
talking about it earlier?
Yeah, we
it's
talked about it in the
called,
last
It's
episode.
called Doomed. They made a documentary about it.
Right on.
And I'm going to look into that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, what else you got over there, Lee? You said you were talking about some movie coming out next year.
Justice League.
Justice League, and what was the other one?
They're doing that one, and Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. I'm extremely
reboot.
excited about.
They're rebooting it already.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, that didn't take Spider-Man very long to get rebooted. So
Oh god, yeah, that's true. I mean, I was actually really surprised when they went with the Amazing Spider-Man. I was like, really? 'Cause
A little
we just-
soon.
I mean, like
That-
seriously,
yeah, fair enough.
right off the heels of the other movies. But the way they did it, I was like, it was really well done.
Yeah, typically I don't care for that, but and I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan, and boy, did those two movies
they
suck
yeah,
a
they
dick.
sucked. It was nice to see
but-
Silver Surfer, but at the same time,
It was
I mean,
well,
that
it was
sucked.
like no comic book movie, like I give all comic book films I'll give at least one due to.
Mhm.
Some I'll give many accolades to, but across the board they all get one due, and it is no matter how they do it, it is always amazing to see these characters that you
Doctor
grew up
Doom
with
looked okay in the first one.
on film. Like it's really cool to fucking see them. Like you look at the first Spider-Man, and you remember that scene on top of the building where Green Goblin's facing off with Spider-Man,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they're having that like 10-page long dialogue, and it looks like
Don't tell her.
it looks like they're just holding two action figures because you can't see their jaws moving underneath the
Yeah.
mask. So it looks like someone's just holding two action figures making them talk.
Well, we were watching
I'm
it the
gonna
other.
bat you.
We were watching it the other night when we were over here because I was like, all right, I'm gonna see Macho Man. I'm gonna go home. But I still say my favorite part of the Spider-Man movie, the first one, even though you don't care for Tobey Maguire, it's fair enough.
Right.
I thought he did a pretty good job.
Hey guys.
Is just when he's first learning how to swing when he's going after the burglar
Yes.
or
yes.
the carjacker. Or
Up,
whatever.
up, and away.
No, that part, but like after Uncle Ben gets shot and he's like learning and he's trying to pursue, like that part literally got me teared up in the theater
It's so cool
because
to
I
see
never
that
never thought I would see that.
Yeah. We'll see it well done. There's
Yeah.
been Spider movies
Well,
before.
you know what I mean.
But to see it well done like that.
Because I love
Yeah,
Spider-Man since
Fantastic
I was
Four.
itty bitty.
I love
So.
Fantastic Four, the movie, just only for that reason. That it's cool to see the fucking thing. And it's
Yeah.
cool
Oh,
to
yeah,
see
yeah.
Reed Richards, and it's cool to see Sue Storm. And yeah, I mean, it was cool to see. But aside from that fucking movie
It's
sucked
pretty
off my
goddamn
dad.
bad.
It was fucking.
Fuck Chris Evans. You can't be Human Torch and fucking Captain America. Fuck you.
Not
Well,
to
he
mention
just
Evil
you
did.
X.
handsome man.
Not to mention Evil X #3.
From Scott Pilgrim. You handsome
that was
man.
him. Oh my god.
I want to be you.
Yeah. All right, we got a write in on our Facebook page
Oh,
here.
good. Hello. Thank you.
Andrew Woodruff says, you guys should talk about what movies we watch now.
Sorry, I was thinking about a different Andrew.
He
Go
said,
on, Jeremy.
you should talk about what movies we watch now that are new that will one day become classics.
I don't watch any
And-
new movies.
He says, what is our 2000s? You know, this
Forward.
and forward that we think are going to become classics. And right now, I've got to say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that anything with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez is going to be a fucking classic. I mean, it's going to be amazing. I'm talking about Geely. I'm talking about Jersey Girl.
You're talking about any movie 2000 onward.
Yeah, that we feel are probably going to be classics.
I can think of one.
What's that?
Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh,
I think so.
that was a beautiful.
I love
really-
Guillermo
that's
del
really well
Toro.
done.
He makes some really good stuff.
I still think that people are going to look at some of the comic book movies. Like, let's face it, I don't think
Watchmen, maybe.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think anyone's ever going to try to touch Watchmen or V for Vendetta
The
again.
Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah, the Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings movies will definitely be news classics. I got to put the new Star Wars up there because I love them so fucking much.
What?
I know, stunned silence all around. I fucking hate those films. I'm just
Thank
being
you,
an asshole.
God.
Yeah, but the new one.
He was being sarcastic, Jordan.
No, I know.
Yes, he was being
You just
sarcastic.
go have another beer.
I've
buddy.
had 5. Okay.
And all I'll say, I'm just gonna go with an
Like 'em in
animated.
chips, aren't you?
I'm just gonna go with an animated movie because I know it's had a lot of commercial success, but in all honesty, you know, a lot of Disney movies are always looked up as just fantastic movies for years and years. But I'm gonna go with Frozen.
Frozen.
I
Frozen.
thought you were gonna say Up.
I got to
I
be.
Up
would
is
say
fantastic, but
I
I'm
got to
gonna
be
go
one of
with
the only
Frozen.
people now who's not seen Frozen.
In all
I
honesty,
haven't-
Frozen
I haven't seen
is
it.
such a
Wreck-
fantastic movie.
Wreck-It Ralph
beginning
was the last
to end.
Disney movie
I love
saw.
Wreck-It Ralph.
No, I
but
do too. It's
Frozen, in all honesty, I'm not just plugging it because it's new or anything like that. It is an amazingly well-made movie. That the animation, what I love about, because CG animation could get kind of choppy and everyone's just not moving as smooth. But,
Right.
Yeah.
In all honesty, with this animation, it's very smooth. I mean, it is fluid. It's smooth. It's like watching hand-drawn cartoon, and the colors and everything are just amazing. It's
So
just
it wasn't like the
fantastic movie.
3D kind of computer generated. It was more like the old animation, like cell animation.
No,
Or-
it was actually 3D animation,
Oh, okay.
but everything moves so fluidly.
No, was
You
that a
kind of-
Pixar film or was
No,
it?
it's straight
Dis-
Disney.
I think
Okay.
it's from the Wreck-It Ralph people.
It is,
Okay.
but I mean, in all honesty, just watch it.
Now, my
See-
opinion is that the horror cinema is dead.
I-
Horror cinema has been dead for 25 years. But there is a movie that I think will be a classic, at least a horror classic,
Cabin Fever.
that was done. No.
Oh, I like that movie.
I got to go with The Devil's Rejects.
That was
probably,
pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Devil's
good.
Rejects is probably the best horror film I've seen in probably the last 20-something years. I mean, I think that one will be that
was
one
pretty
will
good.
definitely serve to be a classic. I believe definitely.
You mentioned Disney. Like, I wish they would make a full length film like they did with Paperman. Because I've been pretty jaded against Disney for the past 10 years. Like,
Well, there's good reason to be.
I've been of the opinion that they haven't made anything truly great since The Lion King. That's me.
Right.
But I loved Wreck-It Ralph. But when I saw Paperman, I was like, okay, they've got it somewhere. It's just kind of tucked away.
The
Just-
animation was beautiful.
Paperman was gorgeous. Like, make a full-fledged feature like Paperman. Oh, Paperman was
What
so
about
good.
you, Lee? You got anything you've seen in the last decade that you think will be a classic one day? What movie? You'll be bitching to your kids about. Like they don't. You know what I mean. Like
How can you watch a remake of this, you damn kids?
when your kids are like, "Dad, let's watch this," and you're like, "I don't fucking make movies like X anymore." What do you got?
Team America World Police.
Oh,
Really?
no,
Yeah.
no,
that
not
was
really.
fun. The shit scene was fun.
I did.
And the
I did
pukes-
enjoy that
the
movie.
Puke scene. I did too.
Two of my favorite movies, and they both star Brad Pitt, are Fight Club and Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah,
Both of them.
Fight Club was 99.
Mhm.
Okay, well then I'm
Close
disqualified.
Inglorious Bastards, essentially anything that Tarantino's ever done.
Absolutely,
I've yet to see that.
Yeah,
it's really
I
well done.
I need to. I've been meaning.
yeah. Sin City, Sin City.
Sin City 2
I
comes
don't-
out this year.
I know, and I know Sin City had a big following and it blew up, but it took me actually 2 watches to that movie. Like I watched Sin City when it first came out, and I said, okay, it was good. And then I watched it again a couple years ago, and that movie is, I mean, it's up there with one of the best, most well done comic book movies.
And
I've
I think
ever
Bruce
seen.
Willis is in. I love.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
still haven't
So-
seen that either. I'm so far behind on my movies.
right. Oh yeah.
You're
But,
behind like a decade.
I'm behind a decade on a lot of things other than video games.
They just
Basically,
invented-
any Wes Anderson film, I think will be a classic. Anything he's done, basically anything like from some of the greats, some of the great indie, Jim Jarmusch, Wes Anderson. All that stuff's going to be, all that stuff's going to be really good. It's hard to say right now, and it's such a difficult topic because film is slowly fucking dying. Like I really feel like it's slowly dying, and
well, I mean everything. Hollywood's creatively bankrupt.
And morally.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to what Andrew was talking about when he was using examples. He was saying say the Terminator is a classic, or Aliens, which I totally agree with because I love the Aliens movies. They're some of my favorite movies. But the few months ago they actually played Alien versus Predator, and I remember how excited I was to see that in theaters, and I finally watched it, and I thought it was actually really good. But then up until the end, when the Predator befriended this mortal female, and they battled the main alien, and I was like,
"It's a good popcorn movie. It's a good popcorn movie."
I thought it was. I thought it was really well done and put together, but the end part just killed it for me, and I couldn't watch it.
That movie's shit, but it's a fun popcorn.
The Predator
movie.
would never do that.
I don't think Alien 3 gets enough credit.
Alien 3 was amazing.
I love Alien 3. A lot of people hate it. I love Alien 3.
Well, I look at more of the indie stuff. Like you look at Moonrise Kingdom recently. Did you see that Wes Anderson film?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's beautiful. Say what you will about Wes Anderson. He's a talented filmmaker. You got The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
Oh, that was great.
I think the stuff like that is still going to be standing up. Fucking basically any of that stuff, like Jim Jarmusch's stuff, like fucking Ghost Dog and Broken Flowers, which I really loved. I think it had like a $12 budget, but it had Bill Murray in it. And I'll watch. Bill Murray is one of the people I'll watch do anything.
Another really good one, Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's how a video game movie should be done. That's like the best video game movie I've ever seen.
That's really cool. Speaking of actually,
and it's a comic movie, but it's totally a video game movie too.
Yeah, it really is. It was well done. Well, the comic was a lot like that too. Yeah. Like it was very steeped in video game.
Oh yeah, that movie.
History.
After watching that movie, I wanted to punch you to see if coins would pop out.
Beer will come out.
Yeah,
maybe a little poo.
So. But and again, it's really tough to think because there's just not a lot of good shit out these days. Maybe there is and I'm missing it, but
well, there's very few things I'm excited.
You look at
about.
all the more of the bigger stuff. Like look at anything Johnny Depp's done in the last decade. That stuff people are still going to be watching. Like
Alice in Wonderland sucked.
It did, but look at like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, yeah,
I don't know. I love Pirates of the Caribbean, and they'll still be watching those 30 years from now, I think. And it's tough. Like if you'd asked me this question 15 years ago, like, what's your favorite movies of the last decade? We would have done an entire episode on this one question.
Yeah. But, we're going on that now.
That's the show, folks.
Yeah.
But it's really tough. But thank you very much, Andrew, sir, for writing in. We really appreciate your feedback.
Yes, we do. Any other questions?
People
looking
don't
like
that's it for now.
Oh.
Anyways, so here's the thing I was thinking about, though, in regards to the movies that are going to be classics. I'm actually going to go back to some classics because one of my favorite characters of all time is Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm really excited about the upcoming Godzilla movie because the guy who's doing it is a huge fan and wants to bring Godzilla back to being the king of the monsters.
Yeah, but if we're going to talk about king of the monsters, we really need to bring up Jaws. And there was, what is that guy's name? Who was in Jaws?
Which guy are you talking about?
What's his name? What was it, Jordan?
A bigger boat.
Jim.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Guys, you're talking about Quinn goes, the taxidermist is going to have a heart attack on his seal.
Guys, that's going to do it for us tonight. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Richard Dreyfuss.
I'm Lee.
We're going to call it a night.
Alrighty.
The Bird Nerds. We were the Bird Nerds. Just sitting around talking about stuff. The Bird Nerds. That was the Bird Nerds. Just sitting around talking about shit.